Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Do you often find yourself stuck in a loop of overthinking? It's a common predicament, one that can lead us down rabbit holes of worry, stress, and mental fatigue. Here are the 7 daily habits that can help you cope to stop overthinking. Overthinking can be a tough habit to break, often creeping in unnoticed until we're entangled in its web. But don't fret, there's hope. Today we're going to explore 7 daily habits that can help you cope with overthinking. These are practical, doable strategies that can help you regain control and foster mental clarity. So, let's dive in. Acknowledge your thoughts. Our first habit is acknowledging your thoughts. It's like opening the door to an uninvited guest who's been knocking persistently. Your thoughts, particularly those that tend to spiral, may seem overwhelming. But here's the thing. You don't need to shut them out. Acknowledge them. It's often hard to recognize these thought patterns because they can be automatic, like a background process in a computer. So, start by observing these thoughts. Accept them as they are. When you find yourself replaying past missteps or fretting over uncertainties, just observe and accept how you feel. This is not about judgment, it's about awareness. Try to identify what triggers these thought patterns. You might find it useful to jot down keywords or pointers in a notes app or a notebook. This practice can help you keep track of your thoughts, making them more manageable. Remember, acknowledging your thoughts is the first step towards gaining control over them. Create an emergency toolkit. The second habit is creating an emergency toolkit. Now, what exactly is this toolkit? Think of it as an arsenal of distractions and activities to help you snap out of those spirals of overthinking. It's like a mental first aid kit you can reach into when your thoughts start to wander down unwanted paths. This toolkit may include reciting a random number sequence, diving into an enjoyable activity such as painting, going for a walk, or even doing something kind for someone else. The act of giving not only takes your mind off your worries, but it also releases those feel-good hormones that can help lift your mood. Deep belly breathing is another powerful tool. By focusing on your breath, you ground yourself in the present moment, effectively derailing the overthinking train. With this toolkit, you'll have a ready-made solution for when your mind starts to wander. Limit information consumption. Our third habit is limiting information consumption. We live in an age where information is abundant and omnipresent, from the constant churning news cycle to the never-ending stream of social media updates. While it's important to stay informed, studies from the Pew Research Center show that excessive exposure to this information onslaught can actually heighten stress levels, contributing to a cycle of overthinking. So how can you strike a balance? Start by setting boundaries. Limit the time you spend scrolling through social media, consuming news, or even discussing stressful topics. Consider setting aside specific information hours and be intentional about what you consume during these times. It's also helpful to take regular digital detoxes, giving your mind a chance to rest and reset. Remember, it's about quality, not quantity. Prioritize information that is relevant, reliable, and enriches your life. By setting boundaries on your information intake, you can prevent the overload that often leads to overthinking. Take actions. The fourth habit is taking action. Overthinking often leaves us stuck in a mental loop, making it difficult to progress towards any substantial action. However, a key to breaking free from this cycle is to take a step forward, no matter how small it may seem. It could be as simple as starting a task you've been putting off or making a choice you've been deliberating over. The act of taking action, big or small, can disrupt the overthinking process and refocus your mind. A helpful approach is to develop clear decision-making guidelines. This could include setting specific criteria for decisions or even imposing time limits on how long you allow yourself to think before taking action. By doing so, you're not only preventing chronic overthinking associated with choices, but also channeling your energy in a more productive direction. Remember, even the smallest action can help you break free from the loop of overthinking. Turn your fear into a friend. The fifth habit is turning your fear into a friend. Fear, a complex emotion, can often be the root cause of overthinking. It can trap us in a cycle of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But what if we could transform this fear into something more positive? Well, it's entirely possible. Start by acknowledging your fears. It's okay to be afraid sometimes. It's a natural human reaction designed to protect us. However, it becomes problematic when it starts controlling our lives. So instead of allowing fear to consume you, try to understand it. What's causing it? Is it a past event, an uncertain future, or something else? Next, look for opportunities to face these fears. It could be as simple as initiating a conversation you've been avoiding, or as significant as tackling a project you've been putting off. Every time you confront your fear, you're taking a step towards mastery over it. Remember, fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. By accepting your fears, you can significantly improve your mental well-being. Evening reflection ritual. The sixth habit is establishing an evening reflection ritual. This is a powerful tool to process the events of the day and bring closure. The University of Rochester Medical Center highlights reflection as a key strategy for reducing stress. So, how to establish an evening reflection ritual? Start by setting aside a quiet time each evening, free from distractions. Reflect on your day, the decisions you made, the conversations you had, and how they made you feel. Consider what you learned and how you might apply these insights moving forward. This is not about dwelling on the negatives or overanalyzing, but rather appreciating the experiences and extracting value from them. You're not just replaying your day, but processing it. This practice helps to minimize the mental clutter that often leads to overthinking. By reflecting on your day, you can minimize the mental clutter that contributes to overthinking. Ask for help. The seventh and final habit is asking for help. There's an old saying, "No man is an island." And it's true. We are social creatures, designed to thrive in communities, not in isolation. This extends to our mental well-being too. We can't always solve everything on our own, and that's okay. When you're caught in a whirlwind of overthinking, it can be incredibly beneficial to reach out to someone else. This could be a trusted friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a professional. Expressing your thoughts and fears can help you gain a new perspective. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room. It lets in fresh air and dissipates the fog of overthinking. Sometimes we hesitate to ask for help because we fear judgment or don't want to burden others. But remember, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-awareness. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards breaking free from overthinking. Let's recap the 7 daily habits to stop overthinking. First, we need to acknowledge our thoughts. This involves observing and accepting our mental patterns, identifying triggers, and perhaps keeping a record of our thinking process. Acceptance is the first step towards change. Second, we should create an emergency toolkit. This can be a mental or physical collection of activities and strategies designed to distract us when our minds start wandering into the territory of overthinking. It might involve saying a random number, engaging in a chosen activity, doing something kind for someone else, or practicing deep belly breathing. Third, limit your information consumption. It's important to set boundaries on the amount of news and information we consume, especially through social media. This can help prevent information overload, which often leads to overthinking. Fourth, take action. Taking even the smallest action towards a task or thought can help break the loop of overthinking. Clear decision-making guidelines can aid in channeling our energy effectively. Fifth, turn your fear into a friend. Accept that there are things beyond our control and confront your worries when opportunities arise. Acceptance of our fears can significantly boost our mental well-being. The sixth habit is to establish an evening reflection ritual. Reflecting on the day's events helps to process emotions and thoughts, facilitating closure and minimizing mental clutter, which contributes to overthinking. Finally, the seventh habit is to ask for help. It's okay to reach out to friends, family, colleagues, or professionals when we need it. No one has all the answers, and seeking help can often provide new perspectives and solutions. By adopting these habits, you can regain control over your thoughts, reduce stress, and break free from the cycle of overthinking. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.